So now we're talking about April Fools. Yeah. Alright, as you may have guessed, well, first off, I'm fat, I'm naked. This is a naked blog, obviously. And naked blogs are brought to you through the efforts of one Tricia Hirschberger, who looks a lot better naked than I do, I'm sure, although I've never had the pleasure. And she has decided that being naked here is an excellent vehicle for being honest and open, and so we do this naked. But it's not a sexy thing, it's an honesty thing, it's a vulnerability thing, and that's what we're doing here. So yes. Right. Not like anybody really wants to see this, but I digress. And what we're talking about here is what you're doing for April Fool's Day. I, of course, am doing nothing. So in an effort to actually participate, I need to come up with an explanation as to why I'm doing nothing, and I'll tell you very simply. I hate pranks for a very good reason. When I was in college, I was involved in a play called Dracula. It was in Fullerton. And one of the things that happened there was that they practiced prank night, which means that the last night of the show, people played pranks on the actors. Now, nobody played a terribly horrible prank on me. What it was that my version of Abraham Van Helsing had a flask, so they put one of those breath strips in my flask, right at the bottom. So as I'm drinking, doing my part, suddenly I get an overwhelming burst of mint in what is supposed to be water. And, I'm like, look, the people who paid to see on the last night paid just as much money as people who paid to see it on the first night, and they deserve the same level of quality show. So trying to screw me up here is really rude and inappropriate and unprofessional. And pranks, another thing that happened in this show is the guy that played Dracula, who was a jerk, and I hated him, and he was violent and set things on fire and threatened me. So I had no reason to like this guy. I really thought he should have been kicked out of the production. But that scene from the Gary Oldman Dracula where Dracula licks the knife? Well, we did that scene, only it was a letter opener. Well, here was the thing, of course, is that the prop department took so long to get props for this performance that I just provided my own knife, which was an Excalibur letter opener. It was a $30, very nice piece of equipment. And they put something on it to make it taste funny. So here it was Dracula, who was a guy I didn't care for. He licked my knife, which I wasn't happy about, but it wasn't going to hurt it any. But they put something on my knife, and I don't know what that something was. And I was like, that doesn't belong to you. So that's my thing. I don't care for pranks. Now, I will also point out that I really can't call him a friend, but someone who thought of himself as my friend, who, one of the reasons we stopped being friends is I insisted he get my name right. And he, of course, flat out refused. Calling me Richard was something he just wouldn't do. He told his mother this. He lied to me about it, but he told his mother this. And everyone who he told this was like, yeah, dude, shut up. That's stupid. Get his name right. He doesn't like being called that. Don't call him that. And then, he tried to play it off like it was a prank. And it's like, yeah, people might think it's not a big deal, but to somebody it might be a big deal. So I've never cared for pranks. I've never thought they were funny. It's not my brand of humor. I mean, kind of when you're trying to fool somebody like that, isn't it by nature mean-spirited? Anyway, that's my 50 cents on the matter. Please like and subscribe. Maybe go watch Tricia Hirschberger's channel and tell her that you came through Richard so that she'd know, which would be cool, and tell her what you think about pranks too, because she likes them better than I do. Anyway, peace.